Hello, everybody. Mongoose here. By the time you're watching this, it is February 6th, 2026. Current date that I am recording this is January 17th, Saturday. So 3 weeks from when you were seeing this. I wanted to record this video in regards to my thought process, what it took to record this album and what it means to me, and all the things I gotta give. So I just want to start by saying thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to pursue not only my dream but what I perceive to be a passion and a job. This is a job to me, and I don't get paid. I don't, but it's the passion that makes it feel like a job. Is that I thoroughly enjoy what I do. I'm on the side of the road right now, maybe a mile from my house. So I want to start with where I was. I just finished the Goose Radio. I finished it in, I want to say March, or not March, sorry, in like May. And then in May, I kind of stopped. Like after that, I kind of stopped making music for a while. I finished the Goose Radio in May. It came out in late June of 2024, which is a crazy thing to say, but it's true. So yes, I finished it in May. I kind of stopped making music for a while after that. In my regards, if you followed like my journey kind of through like SoundCloud, that sort of little era, I was kind of making projects every like 3 months, 4 months. I think even 2 months at a time. I think, yeah. And I enjoyed it a lot. But I was just getting ready to go to school in Plymouth, New Hampshire. And there was a lot going on, and I wanted to hang out with friends more, hang out with family more, kind of reconnect myself with who I was, beforehand. Because when you go to college, you're not the same person. You know what I mean? You're not the same person on the other side afterwards, obviously. But yeah, so I took a lot of time to reflect on that, and I traveled places. I went to Vegas, which was the inspiration for the song Trapped in Las Vegas. And I needed that. That's where the creative juices kind of came. And if you listen to that song, if you listen to the album version of Trapped in Las Vegas, it's literally the exact same song, but the lyrics tell what the instrumentation was on the original. So everything I say in the album version of Trapped in Las Vegas is exactly what I was thinking when I was recording the instrumentation for the same song. And that's to tell a story of somebody who goes to Vegas, has a good time, realize maybe they're having too good of a time, they get caught in some bad places, and they end up suffering there. Because it's a land of theft. It's a land that steals your life away. And that's what the song was originally about. And then I made Technology Jesus, and that's where I felt like I was at my top right there. And I was working on music, but obviously still there was a lot of things I had to overcome. I lost friends. There was relationships that have changed with, people I knew. I met a lot of new people, which was awesome. But a lot of people who were there for me at the beginning of the journey, throughout all the mixtapes and whatnot, they aren't there now in terms of, my music making process. But I met a lot of new people, a lot of great mentors as well. And they've really helped me a lot. So in terms of how I came to make To Whom It May Concern, I wanted to build upon that that idea of Trapped in Las Vegas. I wanted to make a super personal album, and that's what it is. It's a super personal album. I spent a lot of time making it, and I know, whenever I say like, oh, it took so long to make something, I put my heart into it, all this and all that, it might come off as cliche, but it's true. You know, I spent hours and hours and hours in the studio every day to come up with ideas, to make like a little storyboard for songs, to think of lyrics, to think of different melodies and whatnot, and it all just came together one by one by one by one. And so it's it has a lot of angst to it, you know. I talk a lot about politics on this. I talk a lot about like my personal relationships and my personal feelings that I'm going through like a certain day. And it's all worth it to me, you know. It's hard to say everything in one video, but that's the truth of it. And so I got the idea from my buddy Alex. You know, we were shooting the shit, talking about, you know, different silly band names that we think were cool. And, you know, he says, you know, to whom it may concern. I'm like, that's a great band name, but it's also a great album name. And so that's where I got the idea. I got the idea from the name, and then I made the album based off the name. And yeah, it resonates a lot. And you know what? I talk about it on the outro track, the last song of the album. But I didn't really have enough time to explain what I wanted to say. So I'll say it more in depth here. This album not only is super personal, it's super reflective. And I intentionally made it reflective for everybody. So those who listen, you know, those who really, you know, don't look at the surface level stuff, I think you will find that there are things in there that you can relate to, things in there that you can make you reflect on yourself, that make you say like, hey, you know, this is me as well. You know, this is how I feel as well. I know somebody that feels this way, or I know there's a lot of talks about drug abuse, about suicide, about mental health, about feeling like the world around you is just fucked up, that it's out to get you. And no matter how much of that is true or not, it's still things that people feel, and it's still things that I think people need to hear. So it's all about perspective. All you have to do is dive into it with a different perspective, or with a new perspective, and you'll come out thinking, hopefully you're thinking like, wow, that this is good. Now, I don't really make music that has a lot of replay value. I think some songs on there do, but you know, I want to go more like artistic. I don't want to be cut and dry. Now, I like Sabrina Carpenter music, but like it's a very, you know, it's made for replay value. And it's not a bad thing. Like, that's how you make your money. Like, you make your money by people playing your music. I want to make my money by showing my artistic talent any way I can, or the people around me's artistic talent. And, you know, I gotta give a huge shout out to my buddy Jet McCarthy, who wrote 2 songs with me. That was a huge help. And I gotta give huge thanks to Parrish for being such a huge mentor throughout the last fucking year and a half, dude. Now, he's been a huge influence on, even though I don't make very similar music to him, it's just that his words of encouragement and his teaching has helped a lot. Parrish Daw, find him on Spotify, dude. I think you'll all like it, really. But yeah, so I guess at this point I'm just saying thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, like I said, to pursue my dream, to showcase a part of me with you. I already have some new music on the way. I don't want to do what I just did where, you know, I drop 2 songs in a month in, you know, late September, early October 2024, and then don't drop another song till Halloween 2025. That's not how you grow as a musician. That's not. And like I mean, I've made excuses already, but there really is no excuse. I gotta do better, and that's what I plan to do. So, yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you. And you know, I've said this before, you know, I'll say it again, and I'll say it in the future. No matter if you are a fan in the past, if you're a fan right now, or if you find this fucking video years from now, thank you either way. And either way, if you liked it or you didn't like it, you still listened. And, you know, that's something you can't take back. You can't take back listens. And so it'll always be with you at that point, right? So, yeah, even if you're a fan now, fan of the past, or fan of the future, thank you very much for listening. You know, I've made tons of friends, tons of colleagues, tons of people that want to do my own thing as well. And I hope I can influence other people as well. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself, but that's what I want to do. And I have show ideas in Plymouth. If I did like a show, I'll definitely spread the word about that. Shit, you know what? By the time you're watching this, I might have already done that. I might have already been like, hey, I'm playing a show here in Plymouth. There's something in the works. I know that. So yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. Thank you very much. If you listen this far, you're a true diehard fan. That's ridiculous. You don't need to do that. But thank you very much for watching this far, for giving me any amount of your attention. Thank you very much. From the bottom of my heart. To Whom It May Concern is out now. I plan to have more songs in the future. As of right now, album's already done. As of right now, I'm already working on my next album and some new singles I want to put out on the side. My idea for this next album is crazy. It's crazy. It's a huge. I already know what I want to do, and I already have the groundwork laid for it. If this goes how I want it to go, it will be fucking awesome. Like, it will be I'm going to have a lot of fun making it, hopefully. It's going to be a huge undertaking, as everything that I've made has been. You know, the Goose Radio, I took a much different approach. You know, all my mixtapes were very, like, trap-inspired. The Goose Radio was way more, like, rock and a little bit more psychedelic. This kind of goes... This album's a mix of everything. It's a lot of hip-hop. It's a lot of, you know, jazz-influenced. It's a lot of... yeah, it's a lot of hip hop, a lot of jazz, a lot of R&B. I have no idea what I'm gonna do instrumental wise for the next album. I think I'll keep it relatively the same. I don't know, depending on how this one goes. If people like this, yeah, I'll stick with it. If people don't, maybe I'll switch it up, or maybe I'll stay true to myself and just do whatever the fuck I want. Right? At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I'm gonna quit yapping because I gotta go to school. Thank you guys very much. It's Saturday, so the Bills are playing right now. So by the time you are watching this, the Bills will be in the Super Bowl. I bet that. I bet my whole chest on that. The Bills are in the Super Bowl, or they lose today. That, you know, there's no in between there. I mean, I guess there is. I guess they can lose in the AFC Championship, but I don't think they will. I think they're gonna go all the way. I really do. God, when this video comes out and they lost in the fucking AFC Championship game to the Patriots, I'm gonna fucking cry. I don't think they will, though. I don't think they will. So thank you very much for watching. Check out my, you know, if you're watching this on Instagram, check out my YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, SoundCloud. Apple Music. Check it all out, dude. It's all there. If you're watching this on TikTok, check all that out. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, share with your friends. Then look at all the other stuff. I don't know. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this. Yeah, I'll have some new updates probably by the time this video's out. Maybe not. I don't know. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys hopefully when you listen to the album. So thank you very much, and goodbye.